Hey, it's Matt Goodman back for the 14th layout update from December of 2016. Have a little bit of new benchwork adjustments and some new spline roadbed going in. This section I lowered about 2 years ago. It was supposed to be a dramatic bridge scene. Since then I've decided it didn't need something quite so dramatic, so I'm raising it back up to its original location. This gives a side benefit of giving me some space for more storage underneath it. I was surprised with how much that one section of lower bench work got in the way of moving that shelves around. So I clamped this module to some temporary legs and just kind of shimmied it up, made sure it's level, and then went to work fastening it. The layout's attached to a ledger board that is attached to the concrete block wall all the way around, and that makes these kind of adjustments easy to do. Just attach the bench work to the ledger board. I'll do some final attachments to the front two legs. I think this leg on the right here also made an adjustment, bringing it further out or pushing it further in. I forget already. And make sure everything looks good and level. And fasten it up. Okay, now move on to some additional spline construction. This is the Circleville South End, Railroad East End of the industrial lead through Circleville. First I'll take a piece of spline and kind of work out the shape of the curve that I want to see from where it exits the main line and ties into the previously constructed part of this lead. And once I have that worked out and happy with it, I can use a Sharpie marker to mark where I need to make the cut in the pink foam. In the past, I usually did this with a utility knife. I've always done it with a utility knife, and one of the commenters asked why I didn't use the oscillating saw. And to be honest, I just never thought about it, so I thought I'd give it a try this time around, and it worked very well, and was certainly less tiring. So once that's all cut out, then I'll do some photos for posterity, smile, smile, and then move on to the actual construction of the industrial lead, or the remainder of the industrial lead, rather. Alright, so once the existing spline is marked, so I know where it's supposed to go once the foam's removed, because that foam does help locate the spline. So I got it marked, and I'll start walking in some new pieces. Now I don't show it in this video, but speaking of locating the spline, what I typically do is put a little home-sewed shoe in place to kind of hold it in place. Right below my right elbow, you'll see an example of that. It's just a ½ inch wide, or 3/4 of an inch wide or so, with a drywall screw down through it into the joist below. And I'll usually put these on the inside of curves to hold in place. Alright, so I put one screw in at the very end to kind of tie the existing industrial lead to what I'm constructing now. And then it's the familiar process of clamping the 3 splines together and shooting screws in. I'll shoot them in the front side while I can, and then once I run out of clearance, I'll switch to the back side and shoot them in that way. For folks who haven't seen these videos before, the screws are simple drywall screws. This particular brand is a construction screw, but anything with a coarse thread that is similar to drywall screw can be used. These particular ones are 1 5/8 inch long, but I have a selection of screws from ½ inch all the way up to 3 inch for various purposes. Most commonly I use 1¼ inch and 1½ inch when I have them screws. So lastly, I'm going to leave that last bit unattached to the main line. This will allow me to move it back and forth as needed to give myself the best exit from the main line onto the industrial lead. And to facilitate that, I'm dry fitting some turnouts there to see what's going to look best. So that kind of wraps it up for this one, and we'll see you again in January. Thanks for watching.